The K-Jazz Show, Sundays on Kofifi FM 97.2.
You're listening to the K-Jazz Show, and we are firmly into the second hour of our show. And today, we're thrilled to welcome an incredible talent as part of our Road to the Joy of Jazz 2025 series. From electrifying saxophone solos to her soulful compositions, Lakecia's music has captured hearts around the world. And now she's coming to Johannesburg for the Joy of Jazz Festival. And we couldn't be more excited to have her stop by our way as part of her journey to our favorite festival. The K-Jazz Show, please welcome Lakecia Benjamin.
Hey, how are you, everybody?
Thank you so much for joining us. You know, Lakecia, you often speak of music as a companion on a life's journey. You know, let's go back to the moment when you realized that the saxophone wasn't just your instrument, I suppose, but a part of you.
I think it's always been a refuge for me since the first time I started playing it. We had to pick here, even if you wanted to be in chorus, if you wanted to be in band, or if you wanted to be in art. So I told them right away I cannot be in chorus because I know I can't sing anything. So they picked me between art and band. I went to the art class. Everyone was painting everything. I tried it out. I said, oh, this is really nice. And then I went to the music class, and they had the saxophone hanging around the room, a bunch of them. And I said, I want to try that. Okay. He said, you can try it, but there's no more saxophones left. And I just held it in my hand, and I said, okay, so I'm going to be in the band now, and I'm going to play the saxophone. He said, oh, there's no more saxophones left. I told you, there's already 3 people that play. I said, oh, can you give me their names? And he gave me the names, and I found one of them.
Yeah.
And I talked to her about it, and she said, you should go to art. And she said, I don't want to go to art. I said, okay, listen, I give you 4 Oreos and the whole packs. And if you go and give me your saxophone right now, we have a deal. And she gave it to me.
4 Oreos.
4 Oreos, nothing but junk food. Got me the saxophone.
Out of here. Oh my gosh, what an interesting story. And I also wanted to then tap into, your performance part of things. I mean, having performed at clubs and at gigs, I suppose, in New York, and to leading your own band, what's that one early memory at a gig that still gives you goosebumps? In fact, do you even still get goosebumps, before the shows?
Yeah, I actually get if you want to call them goosebumps or nerves or anxiousness, I believe that if something matters, you're going to feel it. It's important for me to be able to connect with my audience. It's important for me to share with them. And it means a lot. It's almost like in my world is my purpose. The day I stop playing is the day that I no longer have the purpose that God has for me to do this. So I think it's important. When I started playing with other people and being on stages with them, they would just give me a little solo here and there, and then I would hear the audience clap for me and everything, and that fueled me.
Yeah.
When I started traveling around the world and being able to ask people their languages, their cultures, and talk to them and see that I had a response, then that fueled me. Now to be able to go, South Africa is I went one time just as a combination group, like a all-star band. And to me, ever since I went there, this has been the place I've been dying to go back to. It was my favorite people. It was the spirituality was there. The soul and the heart of the people is real.
Yeah.
You travel a lot of places and you don't feel the people who they are. You don't get to see them for what they are. So to go someplace now where now I'm not just going in a band where I'm playing and having fun and people are feeling my music, but now I get to converse with people. Now I get to talk. Now I'm on the stage and I can tell them exactly what I'm feeling, what I'm going. I think that is a precious experience, especially, people don't give South Africa credit for its jazz and everything, but it is one of the homes of the music and the soul of everything. It shares the experience that African Americans have, that they invented this music. They are there, and we are sharing that bond across the ocean.
Kofifi FM. We're in the company of Lakecia Benjamin this Sunday. And of course, in case you've just arrived, she is one of the headliners for the Joy of Jazz Festival 2025. And of course, before the music break, her and I were reflecting on her walk with music and some of her career highlights. You know, you've collaborated, Lakecia, with so many musicians across the genres. You know, is there one unexpected musical pairing that you've done, one your fans might have never guessed was possible?
Yeah. They're all unexpected because you never think you meet stars. But I guess the one that completely caught me off guard, I was sitting at home, and do you know a group called U2?
Mm-hmm.
They called me and they said they're doing an intimate concert. I said, "Oh, what's intimate?" They say at the Apollo Theater in New York. For us, that's the biggest it gets. But I guess for them, that's an intimate little venue,
Right.
a couple
Right.
thousand. So they called me to do the show, and I'm standing there with Bono and Edge and everybody, and they're telling me about the music they want to play. And they said, "Oh, we have a surprise. The Sun Ra Orchestra will also be here."
Ooh.
I said, "What?" They said,
Ooh.
"Yeah, we have James Carter coming. We have you. And we're going to make a DVD of this and release it as a U2. We're going to have an after party. You can come." And all that was told to me the same day.
My word.
I showed up. I had an outfit ready. Marshall Allen, I think he was only like maybe 99 then, comes. Now he's like 101. And we played this whole show. And then a few months later, they sent me a DVD. They made a whole album of it. And I have all the pictures from hanging out with them. And to me, I never thought I'd be in rock and roll. That's not usually the saxophones, especially my style of saxophone plays.
Yeah. Very interesting, very unexpected indeed, And I also want to talk about, your project, Pride, which is one of the, albums that I've been listening to as I got ready for this conversation. It explores, themes of empowerment and celebration. Talk to us about what's that something personal, I guess, that you poured into a record that listeners might not know,
I think for Phoenix, I wanted to show the power of women. I picked Angela Davis, Patrice Rushen, Diane Reeves, people that had, overcome a lot politically, socially, in their lives. They come from more rougher backgrounds. So I was just trying to show that even with my own accident, and people keep asking me how did it feel to almost die, I wanted to show people that if you put all that energy into something you love and harness that pain, that hurt, everything you have, you can inspire somebody from another generation to move forward, to get through it themselves, because even the people that I'm celebrating have opened the doors for me. And I'm hoping to open the doors for other people coming.
Very inspirational. And of course, we're talking to you this Sunday because you are part of the Joy of Jazz Festival that's happening in September in South Africa. Let's talk a little bit more about that one, and about, of course, the Joy of Jazz stage is a very special stage, but like many other festival stages that you've performed on, how do you prepare yourself mentally, musically, knowing that you're going to be performing in front of a passionate audience?
You have to prepare for each people. Some people treat every show the same way, another dollar, another audience, just another gig, another city. It's important to me. It's my life's work to connect to people. So if I'm playing in Rotterdam, that's a separate group of people, separate group of feeling. I go with the audience that goes there, but I also go with the history of the people and what they have. For South Africa, I'm planning something special. Because I feel it's a special place. I feel that you guys have musicians. We talk about collaborations that I would love to collaborate and I would love to play and meet with.
Okay.
So this would be a rare time that we're all in the same country at the same time for a festival that celebrates joy. So I'm looking forward to collaborating with people, to bringing them on the stage, to even playing some South African music, to paying honor to the people that have kept jazz alive. I used to play in Hugh Masekela's band, and he didn't have to take me in. He didn't have to see anything in me. He knows I didn't at the time know anything about South Africa. I'm still learning the politics, but he chose to teach me. He chose to raise me. He chose to be patient with me as I'm going through. So I owe the people that have brought me along the respect for a country that's done so much for me.
Absolutely. Maybe even, let's talk about some of your favorite artists that you've kind of listened to or gave an ear to, as you got ready, and some of your favorite compositions thus far.
Besides Hugh Masekela, besides Miriam Makeba, besides Zoe Modiga.
Ooh, Zoe. Love Zoe.
The world loves Zoe, and the world prays that Zoe can, I pray that she can be seen more. for what she
Absolutely.
really is.
Absolutely.
Induduzo, I love him. Induduzo, I love him so much. You know, I have friends
Yeah.
from South Africa, Seaton Hawkins. You know, it's just
Oh man,
it's a
incredible.
it's a big community. I remember when I came down there and I played in this group called Jazz Unity,
Mm.
and they put all women musicians together.
Mm.
I thought to myself before I came, oh yeah, it's gonna be okay. We'll play a little bit, just get the paycheck. My whole life was changed
Yeah.
from the rehearsals to the fellowship. They took me around the city. They
Mm.
taking me not just to the city, to the tourist spots. They're taking me to their house. I'm getting to eat their mother's food. I'm getting to see what's really the situation.
Mm.
And to me, I appreciate that a lot because that's what I'm searching for.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not afraid to get into the realness of what it is because I come from real as well.
Of course, the KJazz Show, we're still in conversation with 5 times Grammy-nominated Lakecia Benjamin this Sunday, of course, and you can certainly see her live on the Dina Lady stage at this year's Joy of Jazz Festival, which takes place from the 26th to the 28th of September 2025, right here in the city. And to book your seat, of course, do visit joyofjazz.co.za, which then guarantees you an experience of Johannesburg's favorite festival hosted at the Sandton Convention Center. Now, you're coming back, Lakecia, to Johannesburg, and of course, this is not your first pilgrimage, like you've just mentioned, to our beautiful country. Apart from, his mama's food or their music or that band stage, what else are you excited to experience? I mean, what can we get ready for you this time? Maybe some music or more culture or more food? Plug us in.
You can always connect me with food, of course, because I never ate as much as I could because we have a busy schedule.
Yeah.
But I'm looking, first of all, the South African sense of fashion. I'm looking to get some new threads. Let's call it that. Last time I came, I noticed I was out of date. So now I'm prepared because I know the fashion level is high.
Ooh.
So I'm hoping to get some more exclusive stuff from the designers you have there to bring back with me.
Okay.
Like I said, I'm looking to learn more traditional South African music and ways that I can incorporate that in albums I have coming, and not just for a long time now on the stage on the 26th and the 27th.
Yeah,
I'm looking to combine cultures right there and go back to the beginning, to the origins. I'm looking to we're going to share some deep music. We'll have some laughs. We'll have something, but we're going to have a party in there.
Absolutely.
We really are going to completely party down that convention center you have.
Oh, absolutely. It's going to be incredible, of course. And designers, you heard it here first. If you are listening to the KJazz Show this Sunday, make sure that you bring some backstage. I will help them come through and maybe, just maybe, she'll come out on stage with one of your numbers. No pressure, once again, Lakecia, And speaking of stages, a birdie told us, that you have a secret ritual before you hit the stage. Would you be willing to share it with our listeners, though?
I'm not sure what they told you the ritual was. I mean, before every show, I do pray. I try to get as close to the ground as possible to give humility and thanks for what's about to happen, and try to ask for some type of guidance of how to embrace this audience. And so, because I perform so much, I don't want to be on autopilot. Everybody clapped. I want to be really connected to each song. If I have to switch my program because the audience may need this or this may happen. The last time I came, I only came in 2019 and I didn't stay that long. But after the show, an elder man, he probably, I don't know, he looked so good for his age, but maybe he was 70. He came with a cane to me and I didn't understand what he was saying because of the language barrier. So Zoe translated for us. And she said that he said, even though he's not sure if I'm from South Africa, I have the real feeling and spirit of the people inside of me.
Oh, wow.
And he's hoping that the next time that I come, that I get a chance to let it shine brighter. Because he felt it all the way from the back of the room. And I said, okay, if I ever get to come back again, I'm going to look for you. So if you're out there, sir, I'm coming back when you are on my mind. And I took what you said seriously, and I'm going to try my best.
Oh, man. I mean, you just walked into what I was about to ask you next. I was about to actually ask, what are the highlighted or maybe the moments, whilst you're performing that you didn't plan for that still amazes you? And that's exactly that. An old man that comes out from the audience and says, listen, you are one of us. Let it shine through. Yeah, let it shine through. And of course, as we wrap things up here on this Sunday, we look forward, to the Joy of Jazz and beyond. But what's next for Lakecia Benjamin? Are you talking about new projects on the horizon, sounds, dreams? What should we keep a look out for, an ear out for?
Yeah, everyone asks. We just released our single, Noble Rise, but you're right. We are working day and night on a new project. And for me, I think it'd be the biggest one I've ever done because it has the most people. You work your whole life to get people to be able to hear what you're doing. But finally, when you do have a platform, that first work you do becomes very important because all eyes are on it.
Yeah.
So I'm finally going to, I think in my mind, combine all the different personalities I have and find a way to tell people who I really am now. Versus before I was spending all my time catching them up with who I've been.
Wow.
And now I'm ready to show this is where I am now.
Oh, and we look forward to that. And of course, we'll be right here every step of the way, documenting it
Oh yeah.
as you go along. As you go along. Lakecia, it's been such a joy having you with us today, of course, for the Joy of Jazz Festival. And your warmth, wit, and soulful insight have lit up our airwaves. And of course, your music isn't just heard, it's felt. And as Johannesburg readies itself for the Joy of Jazz 2025, Kofifi FM and all South African jazz lovers can't wait, to witness your energy and artistry in person.
Oh, thanks for having me. And come backstage and make sure let's do it in person for real.
I will do just that. I will do just that, of course. And here's to a beautiful festival ahead. And may your saxophone speak to every heart in the audience, Lakecia. See you soon on The Joy of Jazz.
Okay, see you.
Absolutely. She is saxophonist, composer Lakecia Benjamin on her way to The Joy of Jazz 2025. And of course, she stopped by The K-Jazz Show.